Welcome to High Talks with Mujtaba Ahmed and Himanshu Gupta. Once again, हम आ चुके हैं. So guys, today we'll be taking you over companies like us, startups like us, that India's filled with. There are like 400 gaming startups.
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna be talking to you guys about how the current market, like current mobile esports or like esports market, doesn't have a governing body, doesn't have any regulations that are specifically for the industry.
Mm-hmm.
So much.
Yeah, so right now, how it's placed is that each individual state can set up its own laws, right, when it comes to regulating the market. And because of that, there's a lot of disparity, right? Some states don't have clear direction on how gaming should be audited or how it should be monitored. And others have really stringent laws against it, right? And how the courts work is that they use past rulings from past cases to actually make inferences and actually make decisions on any case that comes towards mobile gaming.
That makes no sense, bro. It's a new generation. We require new laws. We require new incidents. Yeah, we can't just go on what has happened in the past.
Yeah, so a lot of law works that they look at previous cases, and based on that, they make judgment. But I mean, if this act was set in the late 1900s,
which it probably did,
right? Which it was.
Once again, what was the Alame's check? Okay, so
1867.
Yeah.
Right. So based on that, they're making decisions for now.
How do you see it so fast?
So the fact that they're doing this doesn't align with the current environment. Doesn't align with the current structure of things.
Yeah. How can you pick up a law which was written down like 150 years ago?
Yeah.
मतलब अभी तो पिछले 2-3 साल में कितने laws change हो गए हैं. इस पे भी आना चाहिए, I feel.
Yeah, and the fact that they don't have any centralized government for this, right, or centralized law for this, creates a lot of disparity between gamers, tournament hosts, right, tournament creators like ourselves,
coaches,
organizers, sponsors, investors,
सब कुछ, bro.
Right, so it really limits the market.
For sure, like right now, so I read this article. It said like if they were to have a governing body which regulated the entire market, they could generate over $1.4 billion in direct and indirect taxes annually.
Yeah.
And that's crazy because like everyone wants funds. Yeah, like India, if they have $1.4 billion, what all can they do?
Exactly. So, if they put more effort into getting this regulatory body in place, into getting these laws that are consistent over all the states, that creates jobs, creates income through direct and indirect taxes, right? It makes the lives of everyone else easier because now they know it's clearly defined that you need to stay within these parameters to be able to function. Okay, right. Great.
It protects the players, it protects the organizations, and it protects anyone who's part of that ecosystem. As well, it helps the government also. If there are some cases going around, it does help those cases also to get a proper idea. Okay, if something like this is happening, what is the procedure? What is the penalty? What is the jail time? But whatever it is, it's clearly stated. Like right now, with the kind of contracts we also see and have, what I've seen is that there's no defined law. Yeah. So in the end, we're just putting down different paragraphs to make sure that we are protected, the organization is protected, our players are protected, because that's what we care about, right? So having a governing body itself for esports, I think it's highly required. And if they do bring it on, if they have a proper system, I think it could be one of the first countries. It's not the first country because other countries we already know they do allow apps like ours. They allow pay-to-play games, pay-to-play apps. Right now, as I can see, dude, Assam, Odisha, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Kerala, Nagaland, Sikkim don't even allow pay-to-play online games.
Yeah.
And dude, it's so... Dude, okay, can we talk about the WhatsApp gaming thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now, pay-to-play games are happening all around India. And they're not regulated at all. The GST that could be gain from that is high. It's 18%. But right now, because it's not governed properly, there's no proper format. People are having WhatsApp groups.
Yeah.
In
WhatsApp groups which are not legal.
Bro, they're taking in money which doesn't have a proper
Trail. Yeah, there's no paper trail. Money's coming in. If they grow too large, too fast, they might catch the eyes of people in public policy.
But there's no rules.
They
can't do it.
Yeah, officially they can't do it. And because of that, and that's because they don't pay any GST, right? They don't pay any taxes on any of these transactions.
So much they won't be. So they'll get caught in the fact that they're getting a lot of income and there's supposed to be tax on it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the government is making money. Okay, but the thing that is missing out is the GST part,
Mm-hmm.
which is major because we know how big the pay-to-play market is. The players themselves can make a proper living out of it. The organizations that are connected with it, they can make a living out of it. And those organizations can give jobs to people who are pretty much supervising the games, marketing the game, taking care of the game, and they're making money. So if there's a body, all this is properly defined.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much increases the importance of our app.
Yeah, so then everything goes through a legal pathway. There's a proper paper trail behind it. Taxes are paid, winnings are paid, right? So, everything is kept track of. And everyone knows that, okay, these are the limitations of the laws, these are the bounds. Are we operating within it? Right? If it's a grey area, then you don't know, okay, what is the law? Right? Besides it being banned in some states, which is clearly saying not allowed.
Yeah.
What is the law? How would you define the law?
But tell me something, it's banned in these states, but do you think it's still not happening?
It's happening for sure.
WhatsApp group कौन check करता है?
Yeah.
कोई नहीं check
How
करता.
can you regulate that? How can you regulate so many thousands and thousands?
How can you regulate Discord? Can't.
So many transactions, yeah. There's no way to do it. And, government's missing out on money. People are working in an illegal way, right? Sorry to say, but that's exactly what it is.
It's not the fault, because the market is under provided, under supported, whatever you can say, whatever you understand what I'm saying, yeah? We know gaming is big, but it's not been given the correct resources. That's obviously changing with high tournaments coming into the picture, for sure. Thank you. I mean, you're welcome, guys. But what I mean to say is okay, having a central body, we both agree, we've said this so many times in this video itself, it will make a big difference. But what I was thinking is if there is a proper governing body for esports now, the importance is given to esports how it should be, which I feel will be soon, because in India, if Bollywood gets involved with anything, which we're seeing so much lately, government is bound to get into it.
Yeah.
अपन के मोदी जी actor से कहा है क्या वाला influencer हो गई. But yeah, I feel it's gonna come out soon, but take advantage of it, as a government also. Don't take advantage of it, but at least protect the people that are there under your government. Whether it be Congress or BJP, we support both. And और कोई भी हो तो उसको भी support करते हैं. No worries. And but my point being कि we stay at the same point.
Yeah.
Anything else?
So there are think tanks that are coming into play now,
right,
that are thinking about how we can regulate the market, right? What policies, what laws need to be put in place, and how this can be a framework that can be used across. And by developing this, right, you literally develop trust, right? If you look at financial markets that are unregulated, investors are worried, right? They don't know what's happening. They don't know anything could happen. But when it's a regulated market, then that brings in trust. Trust brings in money through investors, through sponsors, and gets them into this framework, gets them into this ecosystem, right? So India's mobile gaming specifically is growing at a massive rate. By having this, we could grow at an even faster pace.
Maj, what do you think would be the first step for the government to do? What is the first step they can make?
I think they need to understand, they need to set guidelines that, these are the limitations that you can work by. Understand it from, not just from politicians, who are completely in the dark about gaming, but understand it from people who are within this market.
Yeah.
right? Understand how you can protect the end users and the investors, right? Investors are going to bring in the money, end users are the ones who are there, right? You need to be able to protect these two sources.
Right.
That's the most important. So understand how to protect them, right? What guidelines need to be in place to keep them safe, to keep their interests safe.
That's definitely there because like we have seen cases before, yeah, where there are like there are big games happening with like 1 lakh prize pool, 1 crore prize pool, and the winners aren't getting paid.
Yeah, it happens globally.
It happens all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and it has happened a lot in India itself. But people don't know how to like actually go about it because the way they've paid for that game is pretty much like how you're transferring money to your friend for like a burger or something. Because NT is like 100, 200 rupees, yeah. So you're transferring money like that. There's no invoice, nothing. They're playing a game which is pretty much illegal, and then they're winning it, but they're not winning the prize pool.
Yeah.
So I think that's like one thing they can just look at and just make a whole thing out of it. I think that just having that also is there. It's pretty much that's all that is required.
Yeah, it does the job. It does the job, and this will boost the growth and keep it sustained.
Do you think we should drop a mail to Modi ji?
Yeah, I think he needs to get on this.
Yeah, I don't know if you opened this mail of that Prime Minister of Nepal, but who knows? He might open our mail, guys. If you think we should work on this governing body or just help you guys have a better time while playing mobile games, drop a tweet to Modi ji.
Hashtag high tournaments.
Yes, hashtag high tournaments. Tell Modi ji that you would like Himanshu and Mujtaba to help India, us, we Indians, out in mobile gaming industry. Mujhe, anything else you want to cover, or should I tell them what to do?
Tell them what to do.
Guys, you know what to do. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe, and get the notification bell on. Thank you so much.